I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street. There's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can figure out how to get rid of the clock. Oh, there we go. I should have done that ahead of time. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Sunday evening, December 21st, 2025. This is episode 576. Give me just 1 second. I'm trying to get something. I just can't get what I want here. I'm looking for something specifically in Canva. Give me 1 second. I want something. I need to put something up on the screen for you all. A picture of a kid's drawing of a... Okay, now we're talking. Let me see if I can make it make sense. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Give me just 1 second here, folks. I'm trying to do something here for you. I should have done this earlier, but I didn't see it until I saw one of the comments, and I thought, ooh, I better do this. Okay, let me see if we can get this. So, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, ever since I got in trouble a couple of weeks ago, I've had this right here, just right here out of view. I got something that all I literally got to do is take this and pick it up, and it cuts me right off. And I've got this. It's kind of like, you know how they say if you're ever standing on the edge of a mountain, or you're standing on the edge of a high building, and you've got this urge to jump off. It's like you've just got this urge to jump. Well, I've got this urge to just pick this thing up. Just pick this up. And we would go blank everywhere. We would go dead. There would be no viewing. I guess we'd be on Facebook, but YouTube, everywhere would just cut us. It would be like live cut. And I know I can't pick it up and show it to you. I cannot pick it up, but I want to so badly. It's so weird. I know I shouldn't, but I have this desire to pick it up and to show everybody. And I can't do that, but I need to show this thing. So in order to do it, we've got to do it in this other way to where bad things don't happen. So give me 1 second as I load this up here. I'm loading. I got to load up a couple pictures. Joe, you're close. Kate went away. I wish Kate would have been hearing this, but I unfortunately I can't. So, and Catherine, you're going to know, you can't obviously talk about we can't say the truth behind what we're talking about. So we can't actually talk about the reasoning, but Just go with the flow here. Don't say anything that you shouldn't say to get any of us in trouble. Yourself more than me. It wouldn't get any of us in trouble. It'd get you in trouble. So that's all that's all it would be. But just give me a moment here, and I got to put this up. I'm gonna do this like this. Here, we'll do it like that. And then I'm going to do this like this. I hope you guys had a good weekend, everybody. I hope everybody had a good weekend and you were able to, it was a beautiful couple of days, actually. A really good couple of days that we had. Today was a beautiful day, and we're getting ready to go into Christmas time here. It's just so wonderful. So a lot of you know here recently that Catherine and I had a bet. We had a bet that redistricting was going to fail at the state level. It's not Catherine's fault. Catherine's new to this. I've kind of got my pulse on the finger of what's going on. My finger on the pulse of my pulse on the finger. Yeah, that too. My finger on the pulse of what's going on. And now it's probably because more likely I killed that thing and I got my hand in on its heart, massaging its heart. That's why I can tell. But, I just tend to know what's going on. And I knew that the Senate was going to kill redistricting. So Catherine and I bet $20 and I was victorious. Now, there was another situation in which we cannot really discuss. And Catherine and I made a kind of a bet, and it went one way or went the other way. And so I was victorious yet again. And so I beat Catherine now in our last two bets. And I will say that Catherine, one thing for everybody in the world that's like, oh, see, Catherine's not paying that money. Catherine is doesn't go through with what she says she's going to do. Catherine's a bad person. Blah, 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 blah. Listen, I got to say, Catherine does, however bad it is, Catherine does live up to what she says she's going to do. If everything's above board, legit, and everything is above, everything's up to snuff, Catherine does live up to it. I will say that. So on Friday, was it Friday? It was Friday. Catherine said that she had a little bit of time, and I could come down and make good on what Catherine owed me. And so, because of what, here's Catherine living up to what was owed to me. So here's a picture of Catherine. She wrapped it up, beautiful wrapping, nice bow. Here I am collecting my present from Catherine, and I unwrapped the present. And I'm going to show everybody the present. And I know that this very well, again, could kill the feed here. Kate got up and left. She didn't hear me say it. She was busy for a second, but I said, Kate, I've got something right in front of me that if I picked it up, it would kill us dead. And I know I shouldn't do that, but it's like that feeling that you get if you're standing on the edge of a tall, high-rise building. You have that feeling you just want to jump off or want to push someone off. I know I should not pick this thing up, but I have this overwhelming urge to just pick it up and just make it happen, but I won't do it. So I am going to show, though, Catherine did live up to paying off her two debts. Here's one of them, and then I unwrapped it, and then here, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to show you. Here it is. This is what Catherine. Here is an actual picture of what Catherine fulfilled her obligation with. So definitely appreciate that. So I will tell you. Listen. Had I told Catherine, let me see, had I said, redistricting's not going to go through because an asteroid's going to hit the state house, I wouldn't have been correct, and I wouldn't have expected Catherine to give me I wouldn't have expected Catherine to follow through with what she'd stated. Very similar to John Beeman. If John Beeman would have just said that Karen Thurman had been the initial caller, I would have expected Catherine to make that payment, but he didn't. John Beeman lied for whatever reason, and it got really weird, got really strange. And so I want to clear something up. This is not really what we're going to talk about tonight, but I'm just going to spend a very second clearing this up, because I've heard over the weekend that there's some now difference of opinion of what's happening, and we have some follow-up. I have some follow-up investigation that I'm going to do just to prove that I think what Catherine is doing is right, but I can't talk about it because I don't want anyone to be able to change things. So I can't talk about it. Just know that there's going to be some more follow-up to all of this Catherine, John Beeman, Sumner tip thing, and it's going to just, again, in my opinion, prove Catherine's right in doing what she's doing. So that will be coming. I don't know when. It could be next week. It could be next month, but you will get it, and we will go through it. But I've been made aware that there's a couple of people, or maybe more people than a couple. Maybe there's a lot of people out there that have a misunderstanding. When the tipster first called Thurman and first dealt with law enforcement, be it Sheriff's Department in Maryland, Sheriff's Department in Madison County, or U.S. Marshals, it was stated that the tip, the $25,000 reward, was not wanted, that they would not take that money. And then at some point after that, then Melissa Bailey, the daughter of the woman that got arrested, the daughter of Sumner's, accomplice in hiding out, she was like, well, I'll take the $25,000, because who wouldn't do that? Well, wait a minute. I want that $20,000. My aunt turned a person in. And then so Beeman's like, yeah, give it to Melissa Bailey, give it to Melissa Parati. That person's out to sea, give it to the next door neighbor, they'll hold it, just nonsense that Beeman was doing. And so then there became an issue, and Beeman was like not trying to just figure this out. Beeman was just like, let's hurry and get it done and be done with it. For whatever reason, he was doing whatever he's doing. Now, after the fact, the family has come together because the family now knows that Melissa wants the money. And so if somebody picked up the phone and called Melissa Thurman now and said, Melissa, do you want, it picked up the phone and called the aunt, Karen Thurman, and said, wait a minute, do you want that money? Karen now is going to say, well, yeah, you could give it to me, because she knows that Melissa wants it. So now she's going to do whatever she can to get the money to her niece. And Melissa's saying things like, well, you don't got to give it to me. If you don't feel comfortable, you could give it to my aunt. So after the fact, it doesn't matter what people say, because now stories have changed. The only thing that matters is what was said in the moment, at the time when it was happening. Because at the time when it was happening, it was, I can't take the money to turn my family member in. Well, listen, one of these family members was palling around with a pedophile, keeping this person hidden, helping them hide from justice. I kind of question these people's standards. So is it hard for me to believe that now, after the fact, that they found out that, well, one of the family members wants the money, would they lie now to help that family member get the money? Yeah, I'm going to say probably so. I'm gonna say probably so. So I don't believe that, and I'm going to be very clear, I do not believe that Catherine should give the money to Melissa Pavarotti, Melissa Peyote, Melissa Bailey, John Barker, Sharon Barker, Sharon Karen, Tony. I don't know who. I think it's too fumbled. And if you want to talk about who fumbled the ball here, the ball would be fumbled by who the family that did the turning in. The ball would be fumbled by the Marshalls, and the ball would be fumbled by John Beeman. So I do not blame Catherine for the position that she has taken here. Period. So I am working. At first, I was working to prove whatever the facts were. I wasn't against Catherine. I wasn't against Beeman. I was just going to go down the track of, if person A made the tip and person A wanted the money, person A should get that money. If person B made the tip and person B wanted the money, person B should get that money. Catherine owed it. And if Catherine paid it, all would be well. If Catherine did not, and she decided to go back on her promise, that would make Catherine look bad. However, if there was some kind of weirdness at hand, if there was queerness afoot in this deal, then I would say that there's a problem. And it doesn't matter who's responsible for that. If someone was, and if no one was taking the effort, I'll put it to you this way. From September 9th, when Sumner was in custody, from September 9th until today, the only person that has been attempting to find out what honestly actually happened has been Catherine. So I am sitting here today stating that I think that Catherine is 1,000% in the right in holding off. If I were Catherine, and I'm just going to put this out there, I would contact my attorney, and I would have my attorney dissect everything going on. I would have my attorney look over the information. I would have my accountants look over the information. And at the end of the day, I would do what they said. And if at some point it's, I think that Catherine should put out a statement at some point. I don't know that she should now. I think that she should take some time to have her people investigate this and look at everything. And once we get everything put together, look, the bottom line is, if that information would have came in and Catherine should have paid, I would have said Catherine should pay. And and I'll be honest, if that would have severed our connection and our friendship, so be it, because the truth is the truth. But it came in, and it was done in such a strange way. And there are people out there saying, well, Catherine should just pay it to the sheriff's department. No, that's nuts. That is not what should happen. That is absolutely 1,000% not what should happen. Catherine should pay the reward to the actual person who submitted the tip, if that person wanted it, and at the initial time of the call and in the short period thereafter, the person said they did not want it. Then another family member came along who had been involved somewhat, but was not the tipster. And that person said, well, if you're not going to take it, I want it. And then everybody's like, well, let's give it to her. And I'm sorry, that's not how that works. That's just not how that works. It might seem not fair, but it's just it. So I wanted to state that right up here at front, and I'm still working on it. There's still a few more things I'm going to collect. And when I collect these, I think that they will prove even further, without a shadow of a doubt, that Catherine is doing the right thing, and we'll go with it from there. So that's that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the big news, probably the absolute biggest news that we can talk about today, at least in my world, the most important thing currently going on is, ladies and gentlemen, it is so important for people to understand that today, right now, live, if you're watching this live, and please give a like to this, give a thumbs up to this, share the show, give a whoop, give a holler, whatever you got to say. It does not matter. Just celebrate this excitement. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is Sunday, December 21st, 2025. And today, this very day, just about 11 some hours ago, at I think 10:33 a.m., the winter solstice occurred, which means this, ladies and gentlemen, the nighttime that we are in right now is the longest period of dark of the year 2025, which means it's the shortest day of the year 2025, which means, thank God, thank the Lord above, hallelujah. Tomorrow when we rise, tomorrow, Monday, December 22nd, 2025, we will start gaining daylight. Holy crap. What a just absolute blessing, miracle, and just absolute gift from God. I cannot believe it. I cannot be so. The most thing I'm most happy for. Tomorrow, daylight starts increasing. Things will start getting better. Good Lord, it's a miracle. So that is very, very cool. December 21st, special day, flashlight day. Yes. Yes. Have your surefires lit up, boys. Yeah, very, very excited. So that's very cool, which means it's the short day, and that's fitting. This is Sunday. We're kicking off. This is the Christmas week. Christmas week. We got tomorrow, Monday. Tuesday is the 23rd, and then Wednesday's the 23rd, and that's Christmas Eve. Thursday is the big day, the big birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, Christmas Day. And then at that point, we're done. It's the year's over. We're going to be, that's the no man's land between basically Tuesday evening and then essentially the 5th of January, the 4th of January, which is Sunday, nothing will be happening. Everything will come to a screeching halt. There will be no real government going on. Everybody will be at home doing their thing, and that's fine. It is what it is. Now, while that's happening, that doesn't mean things are just dead. Things are going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes. And so we're going to still be monitoring that to give you guys kind of an understanding of what's happening. We're here tonight. We'll be here tomorrow. And we'll be here Tuesday. And Kate, you're free to dip out whenever. I know you guys got things going on and cooking or whatever. So do as you please. We will not be here Wednesday. I might jump on Wednesday just to say Merry Christmas, but for 5 minutes just to say that or something. I think I normally do, maybe from the couch or something, but we don't ever do anything big. So we'll do that Christmas Eve. Just we won't have a real show. No show Christmas, obviously. No show Friday, no show Saturday. And then we'll do a show Sunday a week from today. And then we'll do a show on maybe Monday. And then we might be done for the rest of the year. Catherine, you're an idiot. Yeah, we could do that. I can have you hop on. So we'll talk about that more next week, but more on Sunday. But there's not a whole lot going on. And then the main thing, if you want to follow us, you'll follow on social media, or we can post something major if it happens. But it's just, it is what it is. But we have a lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm telling you, we're gearing up because when the first of the year kicks off, we're going to be busy because obviously we're still going to be following everything that we follow, but then we're obviously going to be in an election cycle. We're going to be in an election cycle where we're going to be following a lot of what's going on at the state house, a lot of the people that are running for office at the state level, because throwing out redistricting and what may come of that and what might not come or whatever. Already we knew that there were going to be people that were going to be being primaried, and we've got to, we care about what's happening there. They announced today or yesterday that there is now a candidate that is running against Scott Alexander, a woman who's running as an independent. So it's and look, I'll be honest, I've looked at everything. She's a Democrat. I don't know why she's not calling herself Democrat, but it's definitely a Democrat running as an independent. I don't know. I don't know what her deal is, so I'll have to look into what's going on, see what's happening. But we do have a candidate running against him. So she's in the process, I think, after the holidays of trying to get signatures. So if you're somebody that's inclined to look at what's going on, you might get a hold of her. I'm trying to figure out what her name is here. What the hell? All right, let me go. I'm going to have to go down through and look and see where I dropped this person's name at. Who gave me this name? Okay, not that. During our break, we're definitely going to be looking at what's going on with what Alva's been looking at. He's been hard at work still, finding some really crazy things with the Board of Works. It's Scott Alexander. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, let me see here. Man, I don't know for the life of me. Well, I can't think of his name, but we'll try to find it. If somebody knows, let me know. Anyways, it's a woman, and for the life of me, Indiana State Senate District 26. Okay. Tanya Pearson. I don't know who that is. I don't know. The name sounds familiar to me, but I don't know who she is. So, Tanya Pearson. No clue who she is. Says, please follow my page, Tanya Pearson for Senate, and check out policy platform. Yeah. Tanya Pearson, Pearson for the People. Dear Delaware County and Randolph County residents, I've decided to run for Indiana State Senate District 26 as an independent. After the holidays, I will be canvassing and collecting signatures. I need roughly 1,000 by February 6th, which means she'll need roughly 3,000 because you always need triple what you need because they will throw a bunch of them out. I hope she realizes this. I'm an educator, author, and oral historian. I returned to school at 28 and received a BA in American Studies, my MA in U.S. History, and my PhD in Modern U.S. History. I am poorly paid, non-tenured line professor by day and an activist and organizer in my spare time. In my late teens and early 20s, I suffered from substance abuse and occasional homelessness, finally getting clean and sober at 26. My past experiences in poverty, addiction, recovery, debt, and financial insecurity have certainly influenced my decision to run for Senate. I live in the south side of Muncie and bear witness to the lack of services, jobs, adequate schooling, and crumbling infrastructure on a daily basis. I believe that all Muncie residents are deserving of health care, housing, food, education, and dignity. Sincerely, Tanya Pearson. So that's that. Has a big policy platform here, and so we'll follow what goes on with that and what happens. Again, I want to put this out for everybody. Anyone who is interested in running on the local county level, at the state level, or a national level, obviously that time is upon us. If you are ready to, if you are interested in filing for office, you have about a 30-day window to do so. That period starts on, that period starts on Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. And it runs through Friday, noon, Friday, February 6th, 2026. So that's the period that you have to file. If you want to run for local office at the county level, you have to file in your county clerk's office. If you want to run for state office, you have to file at the state house. So that's that. And we'll be following that along with all of the other people that are running. Something that I did not make mention of at the closing of last week, which I should have, but I didn't because, well, we're just dealing with too much. We're dealing with too much craziness and chaos going on, and I knew that it could wait a couple days. Tony Skinner, Delaware County Sheriff, Tony Skinner, has announced, as I knew that he was going to, was told, well, I'll put it to you this way. I was told way back when that he was running for Delaware County Council. And then about a month and a half ago, I was told that he was going to run for something else. That did not materialize. And he announced late last week that he was, in fact, running for District 3 Delaware County Council seat. That will be vacated by Matt Kantz if he either wins or loses the commissioner's race. So Skinner said, citizens of Delaware County, I wish to announce my candidacy for Delaware County District 3, Delaware County Council District 3 in 2026 election cycle. I have absolutely cherished my 30-plus years in law enforcement, specifically the last 7 years in which I've served as your Delaware County Sheriff. I have one more year remaining in my second term, and I want to ensure everyone that I will be as committed to my position in that last year of office as I was my first year. With that said, I'm looking into the future, and I would like to continue to serve the citizens of Delaware County. District 3 seat will be open in the 2026 election because District 3 Councilman Matt Kantz has decided to run for county commissioner. I fully support Matt's decision to run for commissioner. He's smart, committed, and will do a wonderful job in that position. And I ask that you would also support him in his race to be our next commissioner. I believe that my years of experience as an elected official and lengthy experience of working through the budgeting process have given me the skills needed to hit the ground running in this position once my term as sheriff comes to an end. A lot of people at the local and state level are predicting a rough few years ahead for local government. We need tough people in office and that have the courage to make difficult decisions and do what is right for the taxpayers of Delaware County. I believe I am that person. I am asking for your support at the ballot box on May 5th in Delaware County's Council District 3 race. Thank you. God bless, Tony. And I think that is a pretty, I'm happy with this. And I think that, that's a good, I think that he will be a good asset. I think that, I'll be honest, I think that he will actually be better in District 3 Madison County Council than Kantz has been. I think Kantz has asked questions, not nearly the same questions that Ryan Webb asked, but he has done a little bit. But Kantz still likes to be in the closed door, we'll figure it out, then we'll tell you at the end kind of thing, which I don't like. And I don't think Skinner will do that. I think Skinner will be open to answering questions. And I know that I will have no problem communicating with Skinner. So I feel like that'll be a good addition to the seat. So a couple people have asked about Sproles, and Catherine just asked about Sproles. I don't think he has announced yet. I've been told that he has been attempting to decide if he was going to seek re-election or not. I'll be really honest. I would be surprised if he didn't. I would be really shocked if he didn't. But man, he's also had a really rough 4 years as sheriff. I don't know. I don't know that I don't know. I can't see him putting it down, but time will tell. I've heard that a couple of people were going to primary him, but I think that he's been trying to butter these people up. So I don't know. Time will tell. Now, I do know for a fact that Skinner, not Skinner, Sproles, sorry, the two S names. I do know that Sproles, damn it, just completely went out of my mind when I got the names confused. Sproles does have a challenger. Whether he runs or not, Sproles does have a challenger. At least, I guess, kind of. I know that Randy Howard, I know a lot of people don't, maybe you know who he is, maybe you don't know who he is, but Randy Howard is an individual in Henry County who stated, sent me a text message last Thursday that said, "Hello, hope you're doing well. I am filing an exploratory committee today, and I will likely be running against Mr. Sproles. This is going to be fun. Looking forward to debates." So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that or not, but I will let you know as soon as he files his actual paperwork. He did go up. I think he's. Let me see if he has me blocked. Randy has a page where he does like community information from, but he's got me blocked from that, I guess. I don't know why, but let's see. Okay, yeah, right here. So Randy posted last 18th, filed for an exploratory committee to consider running for Henry County Sheriff. This is not a Q&A post. That may come at a later time. I don't really know what that means. Randy is a good enough guy. He's also a nut. So this is someone that I would really have to decide. He couldn't be worse than Sproles. So yeah, it's not like I would openly support Randy, but if he beat Sproles, it would be like, well, at least he's not going to shoot people. I don't think he's going to shoot people in a jail cell with beanbags at point range. Randy is not a former police officer, has no experience as a police officer. So he would be running as just a constitutionally elected office holder. And it would be a wild ride. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It would be very strange. But we will be following this no matter what happens. I hope he does run, because I think the year-long race would be wild, because Sproles and Randy already take pot shots at each other. Just wild, the things that they say. And so it will be a wild election. So we'll be following that. Okay, we're getting ready to kick into the Muncie Redevelopment Commission. Before we do so, I just saw the comment about the West Side Park murder. I don't know. I mean, if someone is saying that they've heard, I would, when you say Winkle, I want to be clear that you would be talking about Joe, not the younger Winkle, because the younger Winkle wouldn't have been born at the time. And the younger Winkle is the one that's currently in prison for police brutality and all that different stuff. But I don't know who would have. I mean, I know who said Winkle in the comments, but I don't know who would have told that person Winkle, because that has never been the quote unquote accusation. The accusation is that it was always Winkle's right hand man, who was the chief deputy during a lot of Winkle's time, which was Greg Winters, which was a canine officer at the time. And the reason that they thought that it was him was he was a canine officer on midnights. And oftentimes he would take his canine down to West Side Park to let the dog get out, use the bathroom, and to run the dog around the park or whatever, to kind of keep the dog awake during the evenings and to get out and maybe, have him do some training or whatever. And it was Greg Winters who actually found the kids. And he was listed as a suspect for some time. His fellow police officers actually treated him as a suspect. And it was a big to-do. He was a young patrolman. His brother, not Greg Winters, excuse me, Terry Winters. Back up. I messed that up. Terry Winters is the man that was the canine officer. Terry's brother, Greg Winters, is the officer that was shot in 89 by Mike Lambert. And so it's my total belief that Terry Winters was not a suspect in real. I mean, he was a suspect by the police for a period of time. They eventually ruled him out. But I do not believe that Terry killed those kids. I don't believe that there was no motive to kill those kids. I have believed for a very long time the rumors and the accusations, and having looked at the reports myself, that I believe that it was a family member that actually killed the kids, and that family member is now deceased, and so I don't think that there will ever be justice in that case. So that's very, very, very unfortunate, and it is what it is. Not much, Rachel. What did you miss? Only about the last 6 weeks. Okay, so let me see here. Let me find out here what we're doing next. I'm going to pull up this Muncie Redevelopment Committee meeting. It's a short meeting, and we're only going to speed through Rachel. I love it. I guess my throat is never going to clear up. I'm just going to sound like this for the rest of forever. I'm convinced this is the longest time I've had this throat thing. I've never had it this long. I don't know what's going on. I'm kind of growing to like it, though. I mean, it gets a little annoying, but it is what it is. Okay, so this is the December meeting of the Muncie Redevelopment Commission. Some very important some other important information happens here. I just want to speed through this. It's only 37 minutes. We're not going to listen to the full thing.
Meeting of the Muncie Redevelopment Commission to order. We'll start with roll call today. Mr.
We'll get through the roll call. They're all there.
Move on to the approval of the previous meeting memoranda. You also
okay, this is important.
Of that. Are there any action items on this one today?
Yeah, a couple things. On number 3, approval of previous meeting memoranda, it mentions June, and I think it should mention, I would think it would mention November.
So listen to this. Straight off the bat, the meeting minutes for November are marked June, which, let's face it, they just go in there and they do copy and paste stuff. So it's like, that's not crazy, but it's just like, can't you proofread these before you print them off for everybody and like maybe catch those minor issues so it doesn't look so stupid? Obviously, the November minutes shouldn't say June, Okay, moving on.
So on that same item, it says action approved 4-0 with Commissioners Bishop and Dale voting no. So that should say, this shouldn't say that. Mm-hmm. And then there's a lot of things I could say about the next statement, but I won't go into it. But there's no notation of commissioner comments. We got an update from Commissioner Wagley on a number of Christmas facility items, but then Commissioner Bishop had a number of things that he just simply brought up, and those could easily go back and be seen in the video, but there's no mention of that in any which way. So I would move the minutes with those changes.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Mr. Bishop.
Yes.
Mr. Dale.
Yes.
Mr. Miller. Yes. Mr. Probilla.
Yes.
Ms. Wagley.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Moving forward with the.
It's a Christmas miracle. What the hell? I wish I had like those things that would shoot off streamers, those popper fireworks. Yeah, are they okay? Like, that was nuts. What? I think that's the first time in the history of this board that they all voted on something that Andrew Dale said. What in the hell? I thought I heard that the other day when I listened to this, but I only half listened. And then I saw Alva say that. And I was like, no, there's surely that can't be. Surely that can't be.
The claims from Mr. Wright.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sent out the claims yesterday morning, and just made highlight of a few of them that I included in the email, the higher dollar amounts. And with that, I'll just open it up to any questions you might have.
Any questions for Mr. Wright today?
Did not have any. I don't have any.
Okay. Take a motion if there is one.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, there is a motion and a second. Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Dale,
Yes.
Mr. Miller, yes, Mr. Pravilla,
Yes.
and Ms. Wagner.
Yes.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
Move forward with the report from the city. Mr. Howe.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Of course not. We're going to speed through this. I just want to listen to a little bit of the beginning of this.
Okay. The first thing I'll update on is it came up before is I've got an update. I invited the contractor on the point on the green space part of the point, or the entry gateway part of the point. They were unable to come to this meeting, but they did provide some updates. So I'll just read their update or summary of their update. Project was awarded Flatland Construction in September 2024. Flatland's base bid was 14% lower than the next lower bid. And with the LED sign alternate including, they maintain a 4% advantage. Flatland proposed a local alternate sign fabricator, originally estimated to save about $100,000. After extended review and engineering modifications, the alternate was selected, but the savings was $70,000, but still $70,000 savings. And it does keep the fabrication of the sign local. There were some change orders that took place, primarily as it related to the removal of some building foundations that were problematic, and planned installation has been complete. The outstanding items are still the handrails. Engineering of the handrails is underway. Apparently the original design for the handrails weren't acceptable, so they've been re-engineered. And then fabrication installation of the Muncie sign is currently in progress. Project remains under budget, and I think the net amount that it's under budget today, barring any changes, ought to come in about $57,000 below budget. Although I don't know, I do not recall what the original budget was for that, but they're saying it's $57,000 below budget today. So then on other updates, let's see, we have some encouraging movement on the mixed use project of the point. The anchor of the first.
I just want to know, like, they were awarded the project in December of 2024. So we're now at a full year and very little work has happened. Little to nothing is done out there. But, you know, it's crazy. We are under budget. I still question, however, that we might be under budget, how much they're getting paid for whatever little we're doing. And I also don't truly understand what's going on, because this is the same people, Flatland Resources, that are getting paid to do very little out at Till Pond, too. So yeah, I don't know, but I like what Kate's comment is here. Let me pull this up. I don't remember the budget, but they say they are under budget. What the hell? I mean, what a joke, right? Okay, let's move on.
Floor, of course, we know we had the discussion that the Ready grant was approved and would result in 34 new homes in the Old West End. We do have a letter of intent from the anchor on the multi-use
I will not.
Building. The developers are reviewing that, and I think I saw an edit go back. They're looking at that to see kind of how things math out, and hopefully we'll get this.
I highlighted your comment, Kate. It was good.
But the letter of intent, we did finally receive a letter of intent from the prospective anchor tenant, and then they're taking less space that was originally planned, so there'll be a little bit of reconfiguration on that first floor. The mall, as we discussed at the last meeting, the mayor was successful in getting us a second at bat at the Ready.
Is this? Can anyone tell me? Is this Marla? Mara? Is this the Board of Works lady that's in the back here? What's her name? Lola Mauer. Lawler. Is that her? It looks a lot like her.
Related to the mall project, unfortunately, it appears.
So it's weird to me that she's here. Okay. So I want everybody to keep this in mind. One of the big things that happens now, we're at the end of the year. So Dan is doing things like notifying people of his choice to keep them on the boards that they're on, reappoint them, not reappoint them, or whatever. We're going to talk about one of those in here just in 1 minute. So if you're here or you care about Prairie Creek, stay here, because as soon as we're through this, we're going to talk about the big deal at Prairie Creek. And if you know anybody that's interested in Prairie Creek, maybe notify them, because we're getting ready to get there. I'm going to go off about it, okay? But I'm seeing her because I think this is the second meeting that she's been at of this. And I've never seen her at a Muncie Redevelopment Commission meeting before. And the thing is, I think maybe that's because someone is getting ready to either leave this board and maybe they're going to pull her over to this board. And so she's sitting in to learn. I don't know. I don't know what her connection is. She's one of the weird people that, like, it's her connection to Dan is very unknown, like where she come from, who she is, why she's involved, but it's weird. So I maybe that's just one of my weird little things. Let's look and see if maybe she doesn't wind up sitting on this board instead of the Board of Works. And if that's the case, Dan, I want you to put me on the Board of Works.
Now we will not get that grant. So that's kind of the second turn down, I guess, on that. Site setback, we plan to continue working with Hull under the PAYGO agreement that was approved earlier this year. We've had some preliminary discussions with some other developers. In fact, I will be meeting with a developer at 11 o'clock. So depending on how long the meeting goes, I will step out at 11 o'clock to talk to a developer that may do a project out there to support the mall area redevelopment. Lease of the Colson property, I may have updated this last month, but the Colson property lease was signed.
Right.
And they will begin their testing and their due diligence to see if that site will ultimately work for them. And as we've discussed in the past, the lease on that building or that property, all in is about $280,000 over the course of the time of the lease. We have some new housing. D.R. Horton, our partner on.
No, she's not new to town. Lola Mauer's been on the Board of Works for forever.
Estates project has received approval to develop another subdivision on the Muncie northwest side. Project includes 126 single-family homes, both ranch and two-story plans, ranging approximately 1,275 square feet to 2,600 square feet. And
keep in mind, he got denied there. And at the last Parks Board meeting, they said he's not in charge of any of the grants out at Prairie Creek. Oh, folks, Kate, remind me about my source that contacted me over the weekend about Prairie Creek, and remind me about Jim Lutton. We will talk about that as soon as this is over.
Price between $300,000 and $350,000. Construction is expected to begin in late summer or early fall 2026. We have received purchase agreement, which will be an updated purchase agreement on the Sportsplex We are working through some terms on that. We'd like to tighten it up a little
That's
bit.
DR Horton.
We're working with them on that. The development, again, just as a reminder, is expected between 200 and 250 homes, spanning a range of styles from entry-level houses.
250
models
homes.
similar to those
Who
in
are
states,
going
and
to
then,
be living in these
so that's gonna
homes?
range from entry-level to the similar to the homes in store states. So we're pretty excited about that. Again, and we've mentioned this before. Store states, 65 years off the tax rolls. The Sportsplex has been off the tax rolls for about 27, 28 years, so we'll get those back on the tax rolls.
Great.
And we'll provide some additional housing. We do have, a few weeks ago, received confirmation that the 98-unit senior apartment project along the Cardinal Greenway has been approved. The development will replace the old warehouse currently occupied by McGuff Roofing, bringing significant visual and functional improvement to the East Corridor, an area that we targeted. You remember we had a discussion about the East Corridor.
Right.
McKinley, over the past couple of months, we've met with several developers, actually 2 last week as well, about some development there. We think we've got some folks that are going to build some new homes in that area. Hopefully in 2026, if we can get all the details worked out. And then there are some private property owners in there too. I think we're going to approach about maybe see if they have
Yes,
interest in
Karen, that's correct.
selling some properties that we can also use for development. We've also recently had a conversation, which has been going on for a number of years now, I think, about some development in the Whiteley neighborhood. Approximately 25 new homes, both on vacant lots, and there's some. I put in here unplatted land. I later learned it was originally platted, but there are probably 14 lots. We can't use all of them because some of them are in a floodplain, but we've sent that to them to see if they'll build some homes out there. So that's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 homes. We actually added some lots there, so it could be a little bit more than that. So we're pretty excited about that. And then we've
Yeah, Jackie, that's so wild. It's so crazy to me. Yeah, that's a big deal. I think that is a very big deal that a lot of people are not thinking about or talking about. That we were denied a grant. I got a real problem with that. And we're coming up to a period of what's going to be weird for Dustin, because I'm sure he's going to be working on the state of the city. We're at the end of the year, so Dan's going to start thinking about his very involved, very bizarre, very over-the-top state of the city, where literally it's the state of the city. The state of the city is homes. That's just what he needs. I'm going to start calling him Dan Homes. It's just that's all he's done. We built house after house after house after house after house after apartment and apartment and apartment and a house and an apartment and a house. That's all. I don't get it. Are these houses being filled up with who? Where do they work? What do they do? How long will they live there? Do we really need... I didn't know that we've had 1,500 new people move into Muncie. I've not heard anything or seen anything about this, but we're building homes like that's happened. Yeah, okay, absolutely. So strange. But Dustin's getting ready to be working on the state of the city. I'm assuming that Michelle will be working on that. The question then becomes, why is the communications director not working on that? We've got a communications director who's getting paid full time, got a raise, but we're going to be bringing in 2 goofballs who are contract employees, and we're going to be paying them $150 an hour, both, I would assume, to be doing the work that Amber should be doing. Very strange.
Some
right, Joe.
Work with a bunch of community schools to explore some opportunities with some
yeah, Karen. He's actually building the homes slowly, but they are being built. But I don't know why.
That we currently control, but certainly we're looking at some redevelopment opportunities and them as possibly doing a student enterprise out of a couple of properties potentially, and that would help the school with their 150-hour graduation requirement for students. So we're pretty excited about that project as well. We will have a less significant role in it, but we are trying to work with them to see if we can help make that happen, and trying to work with some of the property owners that we know to see if they can partner with the school. So I think that's about it. A lot of this is we've had a lot of discussion about things yet to come, but they'll take time. But we hopefully see some things happen in 2026.
Mr. I just wanted to ask about the mall TIF funds. They've not been dispersed yet for reimbursement. They're not done with their demo.
No,
obviously, they're
right.
doing
And
internal
it's
right now.
reimbursement, and they haven't asked for the reimbursement yet. So I don't know that they've done. Because I don't think the internal stuff is. I don't think we'll get to that probably until you start seeing some stuff outdoors.
Okay.
Yeah, they've had a lot of remediation in there. Some of the building materials from the time that was built.
Yeah.
Need to be removed.
Sure. Okay.
Couple of questions. On the Whiteley homes, those are owner occupied homes, or are they a tax credit approach to that?
They'll be rentals, but they're not tax credit. They're not.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not.
They're
not
owner
affordable.
occupied.
They're not affordable. They'll be,
Okay, all right.
they'll be rented.
A few months ago, we talked about Till Pond, that it was moving. Things were happening there. What is happening at Till Pond? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I could have checked on that, but I didn't know we were going to talk about it today, so I don't know. I'm checking on it for a while. I'm assuming probably just like everything.
I got to back this way because I want to scream. Listen, can we not just do a thing where if it's under your purview, you just kind of check on it before you go into a damn meeting? You're coming into a meeting with a man that's always adversarial with you. You don't think that he's going to ask you about Till Pond again? He asked you last month, and he asked you the month before, and he asked you the month before. So why would your dumb ass assume that he's not going to ask you this month? Let me tell you, I think I'm going to call him. I think I'm going to call him next month, maybe a week beforehand, and say, hey, Jeff, could you go check on Till Pond? Because Dale's going to ask you about it next week. And I'm tired of your stupid ass answers of, well, I didn't know you were going to ask me about that.
Else for the weather, it's probably.
But we have money in it. I'm just wondering because I've seen nothing there at all. And I go by all the time. And I just don't see anything happening. I'm just curious what it is.
I don't see anything happening. I'm not seeing anything. I mean, listen, they first went in and they dug some trees out and they moved some dirt around. They did some stuff for a minute, but that's a long minute ago. Alva, I've been trying to get that for a long time now, and I can't. This guy is he's just a buddy of Dan's. They have him in as the economic development director, kind of.
Right now.
Well, I mean, I don't have it with me, but if you look at the bid requires a lot of engineering, a lot of planning. I'm sure those things are happening. There'll also be folks that'll be out there that will be removing plants. So, there's a lot of activity that will happen before we see, probably before there's a whole lot you can see physically, but that happens with most of these projects. That design engineering takes a lot of time. So, but
is it possible that maybe next month we could have a little bit of a report on that?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's the same. Yeah, we can ask. It's the same contractor.
That'd be great. Thanks.
So, yeah.
Any other questions for Mr. Howe?
Okay.
Is that everything you had, Jeff?
I believe it is. Yep.
Okay, great. We'll move forward with other business. Ms. Wagner, I'll give you the floor to talk about Christmas trees.
Let me slow this down. All right, folks, here we go. Here's the Christmas tree talk.
I don't know how many of you participated, froze to death. I know quite a few in the room here did that night of Light Up Muncie. It was a huge success. Have seen nothing but good comments since. All the photos you can see, everyone is smiling, having a good time. It was just turned it into a great event. Through this whole planning process, we discovered that our downtown Christmas tree is cobbled together by the Parks Department every year because it is in such bad shape. And the electronics, which are 10 to 12, possibly years older, are very outdated. Sight and Sound has tried to help patch it and keep it running as well, but the stuff is so outdated. So looking at for next year, we do have sponsors coming forward for the event itself, but we would like to replace the downtown Christmas tree. I don't know how many people are familiar with commercial Christmas trees, but that is a significant purchase. The downtown one, in the meantime, it can be turned on. It can be cobbled together for as long as we can, as long as it continues to stand. The vision was then to place it here at the point. So we would still continue to use it as much as we possibly could. It wouldn't be the focal main tree for the city, but it could be here. Part of the reason I had it put on the agenda this month is because in talking to these tree manufacturers or suppliers, most of them have a 33% discount in January if you purchase for next year. So these trees run $40,000 to $50,000. It's not like going to Lowe's and buying your house Christmas tree. So when you are talking $40,000 to $50,000, and in January we can get a 33% discount, that is significant. So the committee is asking MRC to consider a cap of $50,000 from the downtown TIF, which is exactly what that TIF is for, that type of thing downtown. And we want to try to move forward with purchasing a new tree. One thing I did not mention, even though we had massively cold weather, we pulled the data for that evening, December 4th, downtown, and there were just short of 4,000 people downtown during the time of the light up event and the parade. So that was, and the software does not calculate the regular people that are downtown. So if your cell phone is like most of us downtown all the time, it doesn't calculate you in that number, as well as, of course, children that don't have cell phones. So there was almost 4,000 people downtown during that event.
Yeah. It's nice that the MRC, we funded Christmas lights in the
Yes.
past, you know, and funded that effort in part. I think it was good for some of the, you know, economics of downtown.
Mhm.
You know, some of those small businesses needed the foot traffic. I think that's always a good thing. So I think the 33% discount is fantastic. I hope we can pursue that. Those are all my comments on it. I would entertain a motion.
Well, just a quick question.
Good.
How much is the tree if we bought it today with the discount?
40 to 50,000, not with no discount today.
Discount would be $15,000 to $18,000, $50,000.
Yeah,
So if we placed an order, they would give us that discount.
not
Nope.
today. I mean, if you buy the tree in January, it's 33% off.
Mhm. Okay.
What's the approximate lifespan or useful life?
They say 10 to 15 years. I think technology has, as a lot of the technology of this current tree,
Alva.
you know, we've outpaced that with upgrades basically in technology. And, you know, it's a little bit different kind of tree than what we're actually looking at now. It's called a panel tree. So it has, and we may even be able to keep part of it and upgrade the working. So we're looking at all of that. It all just came up very quickly, and with the discount, it became a kind of a pressing item.
And
So this tree is going to aid, it's going to go down to where
Across the,
it's going to go at the point.
yeah,
The new tree, the
Yeah.
new tree?
no,
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 the old
no.
tree,
The old tree. is
the
what
old
it is.
tree, as long as it lasts. I mean, you know, we don't want to just throw it away, but
which has lasted the lifespan. I mean, you said it's about 12
yeah,
years
it's about
old-ish,
12 years
give or
old from the
take.
paperwork we can find on
So
it.
we've used that one well, I would
Yeah.
say. That's for sure. So I'll entertain a motion either way on this, or any other discussion.
I'd just like to say, I think there's better uses of our money. I'm not trying to be a bah humbug, but I think our mission, our charge is, when we're talking about that kind of money, is better spent elsewhere. So I will not be supporting this.
I will make the motion that we allot up to a $50,000 cap out of the downtown TIF fund to pay for the Christmas tree. That's my motion. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Dale,
Nope.
Mr. Miller, yes. Mr. Pravilla,
Yes.
Ms. Swaggart.
Ben, should I vote? I mean, should I vote? Should I not? I mean, I'm just on the committee. Doesn't,
I mean, you wear two hats. I leave that to your discretion. I mean, if you feel like you should abstain, then I
If she votes no, it's not going to hurt anything. They still pass, so just vote no. Just err on the side of not being a dumbass and just vote no. It still passes. What's up, Kate?
Oh, I just did a Google search for the best 25-foot artificial panel Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And
And
it says for commercial/giant trees, these massive structures, sometimes built with panels for easier setup, command premium pricing. Expect prices from $2,000 to $10,000. So how is it the city needs 500% more than that? $2,000 to $10,000 for high-end, ultra-realistic versions. Where to look? St. Nick's Christmas Lighting and Decor, Architectural Digest, and to look at January and February are the best times to buy them. So they're looking at like $10,000. How do we get 50?
Yeah, where did she say it was coming from? Where did she say it was coming from? Did she say? Alva, do you
I don't think she said.
I don't think she did either. That's I want to know. I want to know. Who, yeah. No, not the money. Not the money. Not the money. Who? What's the company selling the trees? Okay, she didn't say. So, I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna find out who we're buying our $50,000 Christmas trees are from. Yeah. Who are we?
That's just a quick Google search.
You know, let me put it to you like this.
If I was shopping for one, you do a quick Google search to get a general idea, and then you start calling companies and going, well, this is what I'm seeing online, and this is a municipality. So, this is going to be out. We can put a little sign out front to say it was supplied by so-and-so.
Sure.
You get all this advertising. What kind of deal can you give me?
Sure. Listen, and here's the deal. Like, I understand it's like kind of cool, like to buy this from maybe a Muncie company. But if you're talking about a Muncie company that's charging us, that's raping the city at $50,000 a tree or whatever's going on,
how tall
maybe buy it from Anderson, or buy it from Peoria, Illinois. I'm okay with that. What, Brenda? I don't know where we got the one from Newcastle, but I know it was like $35,000 or $40,000. That's insane.
Trees.
What?
How tall is the tree in Muncie?
How tall? Yeah, now in Muncie,
I went with 25 foot. That's pretty damn tall for a tree.
It's probably like that.
What, they hear municipality and they're like, oh, taxpayer money. We can charge them whatever we want.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I swear that's what they do.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Like the fucking $10,000 chairs. Sorry.
No, I'm telling you.
F-bombs.
That's no. I don't care. That is wild, man. Totally wild. Totally crazy. That is what. That's what we're doing. Nuts. All right, here we go.
I'd just like to say I think there's better uses of our money. I'm not trying to be a bah humbug, but I think our mission, our charge is.
I agree with him.
For the program would be $8,000.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead here. Skip ahead here.
Not replace them, just remove them and fill in the holes from where the awnings were and kind of restore the facade behind it. The total cost of that project is $6,300. The 50% match is $3,150. So if my math is correct, I think
yes, David,
we're at $34,650 already been done, so we're not actually funding that.
Okay. If we approve these today,
oh, that's good, Brenda.
or 109 plus what?
Well, that's I think around 109 total for the two sets of applications that would be approved this month and last month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you hear there was an audience member that asked if the public was allowed to speak?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, she and
I'm sorry. Do you have a question? You can approach the mic and ask a question. That's fine.
Hi, I just Googled the 1712 West 7th, and it's in the middle of a neighborhood, and they're all houses.
It's 712, I believe. 712 West 7th.
Okay, I misunderstood. Thank you very much.
You're okay. You're all right.
I just want to know why Lola Maurer's
Any other
here.
points
This
of
is
discussion on any of these?
such
I'll
an
hear
interest.
motions
That's the
on
only thing
them.
I care
We can
about in
go
this.
order.
Why is Lola here?
Why don't we start with, does anybody have a motion for the 712 West 7th Street property, the buttonhole?
The buttonhole.
Yeah. Out of 150.
Or something like that. So another potential.
Now it's really weird because now we've got Lola and we've got Richard Ivy. Richard Ivy's going to start getting political again because he's running for politics.
Property pipeline for us. Just a heads up, 2523 South Meeker is a property that we got from the county last year. It's a property that was just really, really rough. We put about $5,000 into cleanup. And the city community development had recommended, we've been getting a lot of recommendations from Gretchen, which has been really helpful, but somebody that she worked with recommended that we work with him.
Who?
And he purchased the property for us, made us whole, and he's done an amazing job. And if you have a chance to go look at it,
Who?
in just a really, really short time, and he's gonna sell that as a single family home. So we're really excited about that. That's the kind of, we have a few properties like that popping up around Muncie, and I just wanted to highlight that one because I was personally involved in some of the cleanup and going in and looking at it. Was
What was that
remarkable.
address again?
That's what I was going to ask.
2523 South Meeker.
Thank you.
That's a local guy who does really great work.
Mention him. Who is he?
We had our first Friday, we had the Land Bank had been partnering with Third Year Planning Studio from Ball State's Urban Planning Department, and they presented their final deliverables, which was a quality of life report, a corridor development plan, and a property conditions dashboard. Those are all things that you can access on our website in the industry neighborhood. So they presented their findings, and we'll be using those inputs in our conversations with all our stakeholders in the neighborhood, and as we continue to talk about how the land bank can support community-driven development there. We have no January meeting because of the holidays. We are partnering with the Second Year Planning Studio in the spring, and we're going to be out in Whiteley. We've been out there getting to know folks, have acquired some properties. Same kind of thing where we're just kind of gently leaning in and getting to know people, and with the goal of doing some community-driven development there.
Okay, that sounds fun.
And then also for the 812 coalition area, we've been.
I just
doing
hate that
something
that's what it's
similar,
called.
Not with a planning studio, but with
So weird.
all state interns that have been working with us. They're kind of leading.
They could call it literally anything else other than that.
Community listening process to try to get input about
Another, Mike Goodman, another rehab in the buttonhole.
A corridor redevelopment plan.
That's
And
funny,
looking
buddy.
At Walnut, 8th Street, Hoyt, Memorial. I mean, these are
Okay.
obvious,
Does this person have it?
if things,
All right,
any
comments.
point in time, things could change.
There you go.
Private
My
comments.
name's Tanya Seid. I'm the executive director of the Muncie Arts and Culture Council. I'm here because at the last meeting, there was a little bit of discussion about the facade grant program and 308 South Walnut Street. Specifically, the question was,
That's
were there
true,
any
Alva.
public funds used for that project? And so I wanted to return today to provide an update on that. So talking to 2 of the 4 artists in the We're Trying Collective, I was able to find out that there were no public funds used, and that nearly $10,000 in private funds were raised as they were funneled through the Muncie Arts and Culture Council for an administrative fee. So I hope that provides more context as far as the public-private involvement, if you will. It was private, but the Muncie Arts and Culture Council at that time did receive $10,000 from the city of Muncie as the city's arts partner.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Seeing no one else in line for public comment, we'll move forward with commissioner comments, if there are any today. Okay. Seeing none, we will stand adjourned until our January 15th, 2026 meeting. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy hot dog. Okay, well, that was that. That was fun. Christmas trees, craziness. That's just insane. So that's that. Yeah, as I was saying now, the big push here will be, ladies and gentlemen, all of the various boards that the mayor and the council has to appoint next year, meaning starting next month, over the next couple of months. Ridenour has several quick boards that he will need to appoint people for, like park board and various things. Some of those boards, the appointments last a year. Some of them will last 2 years. Some of them last 3 years. Some of them last 4 years. One of those boards that Ridenour will be appointing for will be the park board. And what I just think it just goes to show you how sleazy, how slimy, how gross that Ridenour is. And everything that he does, everything that he thinks, the way that he operates, just everything that he does is just so nasty and so slimy and so sleazy, because after last Tuesday, there was a Muncie City Park Board meeting. And after last Tuesday, when in the meeting, one of the mayor's appointees, Jim Lutton, see, the mayor has to appoint on some of these boards, like on the Board of Works, he can just appoint whoever he wants. It could be Democrats, it could be Republicans, it could be anybody. It's not a weighted board. It's whoever he so chooses to appoint. Some of these boards, he has to appoint just a couple people, and the council has to appoint a couple people. Some of them he has to appoint Republicans and Democrats. The council has to appoint Republicans and Democrats. It's all over. Well, on the park board, he appoints 3 of them. I think the council appoints 2, or maybe he appoints all of them. I can't really remember. But one of his appointments was a Democrat, Jim Lutton. Jim Lutton has been on. Yeah. That's what we're getting into now. Thank you, Kate. Jim Lutton is one of his appointments, was a Democrat. And sometimes I agreed with him. Sometimes I did not agree with him. Sometimes he agreed with the mayor. Sometimes he didn't agree with the mayor. It's just what it's for. It's what it's supposed to be. And at this last meeting, Jim Lutton, I think, was angry that he and other board members were made to look foolish in the November park board meeting, because 3 of the 5 of them did not know a damn thing about the mayor's plan that he was going to be releasing the very next day, less than 12 hours from the meeting. Less than 12 hours later from the meeting, the mayor was announcing, all right, it's shut, we're closing everything down, move everything out, da-da-da-da-da. And I think that Jim was upset that the park board president and another park board member knew what the mayor was doing, and no one else on the park board knew. So Jim expressed that frustration. Jim asked questions. He wasn't derogatory. He wasn't name calling. He wasn't rude. He just asked questions on the park board this last Tuesday, like, who is doing the visioning of what's going to be happening out at Prairie Creek? Do we know who's doing that? Is it a board? Is it a group of people? Is it just the mayor? Who is it? Nobody knew. He asked if, when hiring people for Prairie Creek, can we hire people who care about Prairie Creek? Can we hire people who care about the park, who give a damn? Not just people who are out there for a paycheck and looking for a pension. Good question. And then he made the motion, and this is probably his biggest faux pas. He made the motion that extended the move-out date from Tuesday, March 31st, which makes no damn sense, to Sunday, May 3rd, which, gives it more time, whatever. And I guarantee you the mayor didn't like that. The meeting happened on Tuesday, December 16th. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that meeting happening on Tuesday, the 16th, the mayor Here's Jim Lutton at the meeting on Tuesday. The mayor prepared this document the very next day, December 17th, 2025. James Lutton, dear Mr. Lutton, I would like to thank you for your years of service to the Muncie Parks and Recreation Board. Your time and contributions have been greatly appreciated by the city. As you know, your term expires on December 31st, 2025. I wish you the best in your future endeavors. Sincerely, Dan Ridenour, Mayor, City of Muncie. Now, this is really weird. This is really weird. He doesn't actually tell him, your term expires. I guess that's it. I guess that's it. He doesn't say like we're reappointing you. But then he provided this to James, or James got this on Friday. And it's because James dared to speak out. So now Dan has an appointment that he has to make, that it's a Democrat. And we're trying to figure out who he can slide into that position. It'll be interesting to see who slimes into this position for the mayor. And this just goes to show you how gross Dan Ridenour is. Just what an absolute slime ball this man is. How much more absurd can Dan get, Lutton made no negative comments, no disparaging remarks. And what did Jim get for doing his job? Well, he got kicked off the board. He's not going to be reappointed. All because Lutton dared to ask questions. All because Lutton had a difference of opinion from Ridenour. All because Lutton loves Prairie Creek and wants to do right by the citizens of Muncie. Because of all of that, Mayor Ridenour no longer has use for Jim Lutton on the Muncie Parks Board. How gross. Ridenour is such a fool. He is going to kill everything that was once great about Prairie Creek. And I fully believe that the people are starting to understand this and see this. I really hope they do. I really hope people do. So it'll be interesting to see what Dan does over the next couple of weeks. He should be making these announcements and appointments. The city might put them on their page. They might not put them on their page. I don't really know. I don't know what they do or what they don't do. What is this? Oh, sorry. I was getting ready. I was getting ready to freak out, but it wasn't it. So hold on. I'm looking on the city's page. The High Street Bridge is open. That was announced the other day. Muncie's growing. The numbers tell the truth. I see it right here. A recent tax analysis confirms what we're seeing across the community. Muncie's economy is strengthening. From 2024 to 2025 alone, income tax revenue increased by 13.71%. And from 2020 to 2025, income tax revenue grew by an impressive 56%. These are significant indicators of real progress. They reflect higher wages, more people working, and a growing population choosing to live and work in Muncie. Simply put, people are earning more, good paying jobs are available, our workforce and population are growing. A recent post by Eastern Indiana Works indicated upcoming job fairs for Progress Rail, which is preparing to hire more than 300 additional people due to continued growth in their operations. That means hundreds of new opportunities for local families and even greater economic impact for our city. Muncie's growth is intentional, measurable, and driven by strong employers and skilled workforce. The future is moving forward, and Muncie is ready. Those are beautiful words, and those are good things that on paper look true. We're not seeing things out in the world that look like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We'll have to take a look and see what goes on. Of course, there's nothing that we can do to comment on that. The city blocks that out. City of Muncie. Let me see if it's on the communications page. Surely it would be. Oh, yeah. Yes, it is. Let's see if there's any words. Okay, so yeah, we've got 4 comments. Someone says inflation will gobble those gains up for snack. You all live in a bubble. That's a guy named Troy. A guy called Preston says mayor. That's the only comment, mayor. Then the next comment is a big thanks to our Marie in the staff for good news. And then the third comment is this is thanks to our mayor and his staff. So, mayor, a big thanks to our Marie in the staff for good news. This is thanks to our mayor and his staff. So those are great comments. Great comments. More money, more people, but definitely not enough. People who have the ability to spell or use grammar. Let's see what this is here. Thank you. Creating these pieces. Items like this are just one of the many awesome gifts you can find downtown Muncie right now, from unique finds and handmade items to perfect stocking stuffers, one-of-a-kind treasures. Our local shops have something exciting for everybody. Skip. What is this? Oh, that's kind of cool. The different dog things they made for that dog. So yeah, I was just looking. I was getting on here and looking to see. I haven't actually been on the City of Muncie's page in a long time. It's very hard to operate or function. I hate having the different pages that you got to go back and forth from. So not much more going on there with the city. I will tell you before we roll. I was contacted by a source that contacted me over the weekend about Prairie Creek, but moreover about Dustin Clark. And this source was firing information at me like bam, 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 just like crazy amounts of information. Things that I've heard before, things that I knew, but I have never talked about. And so I know for a fact that this person has like legitimate information, because there were things that like I've heard from other sources that were like confirmed, I guess, by this person and different things. And so that's kind of interesting. And I'm going to be talking with this person more kind of over break and as we go into the next year. One of the big things that I'm really going to be taking a look at here is looking at what the hell is going on with Dustin Clark, Michelle. I don't know if she's Michelle Owen or Michelle Clark, or if it would really be sweet if he was Dustin Owen now. I think that would be most sweet. And that would be cool. So I think that would be good. So, we'll be looking at that, seeing what's going on. That's so funny to me. Look, here's this page. Every time I look at it, it's so weird. This page that is the City of Muncie communications page. It's got the Indian, the appeal to the Great Spirit on the horse, which is what this picture is. But it looks so weird. It doesn't look like the appeal to the Great Spirit on the horse. It looks like a woman with a big butt. And when we were watching the Muncie Redevelopment Commission, I could see Ben Freeman, the attorney. I could see his computer open up, and I could see this image on his computer. but I was like, what is he looking at? Like, I was going to say something about it, but I didn't. But then when I opened it, I realized it's the City of Muncie communications page, because it looks so weird like this. That just looks so strange. No, it's not Amber. This is the appeal to great spirit. It's the Indian on the horse, and for some reason they took it like this. It's so funky. I don't know. So for the people that are not so for the people that's not from Muncie, this is what it is. We have this, this is what's going on. We have this that's in our city, the appeal to the great spirit. And so what that picture is this Indian, Native American, whatever you want to call him, that's on this horse with his arms spread out. And that picture is being taken from the ground. So you see the back of the horse's ass and the man. But when you look at that picture, that's not what you're seeing. That's not what you see. It's so funky. That's a really cool picture. I just wish that they pulled it back more and you could see that it was a horse. I don't know if you actually, there you can kind of see. It still doesn't look like that. It still looks like a woman standing there with like a dress on. It makes me think of Little Mermaid. So this is the picture. That's hilarious. Here it is from the front. It really looked weird if you took it from the front. From the front underneath. So that's what it is right there. Really, it's really cool. I like it. It's illegal. You get in trouble if you get up on it, but the thing that happens is people used to try to get up on it. I think my aunt actually got up on it and got a picture taken a long time ago, or last week, whichever one, I don't know, but definitely that's what we're seeing there. But when the City of Muncie MRC meeting very first got started, and I could see that
everyone knows.
I could see that Freeman. Oh God, let's get that off there. What's going on here? I could see that Freeman was opening his laptop. I was like, oh, let's see what Freeman's looking at here. That could be interesting. And I saw that image, and I was like, wait a minute here. What are you looking at exactly, Mr. Freeman? That was kind of a weird deal. And so I thought maybe he was doing, who knows what he was doing. But that was kind of interesting. But so yeah, that's that. All right. Tuesday, tomorrow's Monday. Tuesday is the Board of Works meeting. I think I'm going to get up and go to that. I want to just let them see me. I don't have anything to ask them. I want to be there. I want them to see me. Then we'll go into Christmas. And then the following Tuesday I'll go, because then after that, the next couple of days, I've been looking into what Alva's looking at. Alva's been sending me a lot of information. So as soon as we get into this break time, I'm going to dive into it, as I've been saying, when we get to this break. And I'm really going to get to the bottom of what's going on there. And I'm going to go and start asking some questions. So we'll be seeing what's happening there. We have some follow-up with Catherine. As I said, there's also some records that I've been seeking from Madison County that we're a little hinky on because of some stuff that I got the other day. So we'll find out. It's not about anything that we've been talking about. It's about some precinct committee people on the Democrat side and what the clerk's office has been doing with these records, whether they've been keeping them or not keeping them or whatever. So we'll be following up with that. And then obviously following what's going on at the state and everything. So that's going to do it for us this evening. We will be back here, God willing, tomorrow. And we will see you same bat time, same bat channel, 9 p.m. Eastern. we will also be here on Tuesday, and so we'll go from there. If you are so inclined, before you roll, smash that like button, give us a like, tell us that you love us, share the show with everyone you know, and help spread the word. And we'll go from there. Is Alva a paid? Yeah, yes. We'll have to find something for him. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Remember, thank the Lord above, tomorrow is going to be getting a little sunnier, a little light outside. That's amazing, amazing, amazing. So, all right, you guys take care. Have a good evening, and we will see you tomorrow. Alva gets paid in trunk shrimp. That's exactly right. All right, you guys. Goodbye.